Hello, beautiful people. I hope that wherever you are in the world, that you are doing well and that you are taking care of yourselves. I'm Chris Danker, and this is Let the Adventure Begin. Let the Adventure Begin with Chris Danker podcast. Hey, friends. Welcome to episode 134. If you're wondering about my voice, if you listened for a while, you know that this is not my regular voice. I have a cold, which is no big deal, but when I play with my grandsons, my older grandson Ace, he loves to play hockey in the basement. And when he scores a goal, he likes you to be the hockey horn. And on Saturday, voice had been normal all day long, and then suddenly when I was his hockey horn, I broke like I was a teenager going through puberty, and I'm like, wow, that did not sound like a hockey horn. And it's been like that for 3 or 4 days now. So we're just going to roll with it. This week's episode probably won't be as long for that reason, but I did want to talk about because we live in kind of a chaotic world right now, I'm trying to focus on what I can do. And so I started this roughly a month ago where I just have on the notes on my phone and I just have the question, what did I do to help others today? Now, for those of you who have listened for a while, you know that I'm a middle school counselor. So my job lends itself to helping others. And yes, I do have some notes that are just in general about how maybe I helped a student in different situations. But I didn't want to rely upon that. I really wanted to think about how could I truly go out of my way to be more helpful, or if I wanted to be of help to family and friends that I love dearly, how could I maybe be of help in different ways? So that has been refreshing for me, and I've been holding myself accountable because before the next day starts, I put the next day's date and it's blank. And by the end of that day, before I go to bed, I think about, okay, what is something I did today to help someone else? So I'm just going to give you a few ideas so that if you might consider doing this, that this is something that these are just some ideas that maybe you could kind of use as a leaping off point in your own desire to make a difference in your own small way. So I have been paying more attention to my state legislature. In Nebraska, we have a unique system. It's called a unicameral. And so it's supposed to be, more nonpartisan. But as we know, it isn't that way. But what I wanted to do was pay more attention to different issues that were coming up on that were going to be discussed, that were going to be debated. And thanks to a really good friend of mine, Danielle Helzer, who owns Rooted Books and Gifts in Grand Island, Nebraska. I'll link her bookshop in the show notes because you can buy directly from her online. You can also go to bookshop.org and just type in her bookstore, and a percentage of the proceeds from the book goes to that bookshop. So I just wanted to give her a shout out because she's the one who kind of got me she got me to start thinking and start looking into issues that were important to me. And so one of the things I did on one day is that I emailed my state senator to vote on a certain way, because establishments that serve non-alcoholic drinks are under the same guidelines as those who need liquor licenses. And so this LB 33 I wanted her to vote in such a way so that non-alcoholic establishments would not have to be under the same guidelines. So writing to your state senator about different things that are important to you. On Instagram, I love promoting small businesses, and especially ones in my local area that others can then also support. And so one day I promoted 5 different businesses on my Instagram stories, gave each of them a shout out. During the winter, especially, can take a really tough toll on your small local businesses. That's when they need our support the most. And so even if I can't make it into that business on a certain day, I can certainly give them a shout out and put them on my stories so that maybe someone who doesn't know about them and is maybe in their neighborhood, it's like, oh yeah, I've heard of that place. Oh yeah, oh, I want to check that place out. So it can put them on someone else's radar. I sent a note of encouragement to Marianne Edgar Buddy. If that name sounds familiar to you, she was the Episcopalian priest who delivered a message to our newly elected president, and so I wanted to send her a note of encouragement. Something else that I did is that even though it doesn't sound like a big deal, sharing a friendly smile with people can really go a long way. And so one day when I was shopping for groceries, I just made it a point to either give a head nod, a smile, say hello to different people as I shopped, because we never know what someone else is going through. And even sharing a smile with someone can really go a long way in making someone else's day. Let's see. I'm just looking through my list of any others that might just give you some ideas. My husband and I went out for coffee after church one day, and as we were talking, I noticed this. She was probably in college. She had a sweatshirt on that said, "I'm speaking." And if you're a Kamala Harris fan, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And so when she got ready to leave, my husband and I were in mid-conversation. I just told him, I said, "Hey, wait a minute." And I got her attention and I just told her, "I really like your sweatshirt." And the smile that was on her face that she had, that someone had noticed and took the time to say something. So saying something to a stranger about something that you notice about them or appreciate about them, again, goes a long way, more than we may realize. And then I just wrote about doing some things for, different family members, whether it was sending a little gift. My daughter and son-in-law just had our 3rd grandchild almost 3 weeks ago. And so lending them more of a helping hand has been great. Our son who lives in Chicago, sent him a little care package and that arrived to him. And so just doing little things like that can be very helpful. The one that I did for today was signing a petition in support of our National Park Service. As you know, that many who are employed are no longer employed by the National Park Service. So just doing something to show support in hopes that maybe common sense will at some point prevail, and these thousands of people who have lost their jobs will get their jobs back. If enough of us do things that are supporting others, then at some point the tide will change. And as I say, the world may feel a little chaotic right now, or a lot chaotic, but it's not a sprint. It is a marathon. And we have to remember that, to keep going, taking care of ourselves, but looking out and seeing what we can do to help others. So I hope that is helpful for you. Like I said, I apologize for my voice not being in the greatest shape. I just kept waiting and hoping that it would get better, but alas, it has not. So I'm just going to roll with it. So I hope that wherever you are in the world, that you let your adventure begin. And peace.